Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So tonight we're doing Adventure 2 of the Candlekeep Mysteries. It's called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. So just to give a bit of a recap on what happened last time. The party travelled to Candlekeep to meet a mage called Mazfroth, hoping to seek some guidance and knowledge about how to remove the blight or curse or whatever's gone wrong with their village. However, when they went to the room where Mazfroth was supposed to be, he wasn't there. Instead, they found a book on the table, and Maurice, Dan's character, found a code word scribbled in the book, which he said out loud, which opened a portal in the middle of the room to this mysterious extra-planar mansion, which they explored. They explored, and they found their contact, Mazfroth, inside. They managed to find a separate code word to get back out. And we'll be starting tonight's session pretty much as soon as they get out of the mansion. So, as usual, we have the lovely, gorgeous, fancy unicorn playing. Let me get my hand out.
Yara.
Playing Yana, who is a human, variant human monk. We have...
I don't think we're going to hit this community goal. Only 4 days
Oh,
left.
no, that's the character sheet. I want the hand out. There we go. We have yours, Hype.
Hello.
Playing Conan the Barbarian. Although
My
half
name
the time he can't remember his own name. We have the lovely, gorgeous Dan, London Euphoria. Oh no, clicking the character sheet again.
That's me.
Playing Maurice, the half-elf wizard. And the lovely Lorquin playing Merla the halfling rogue. Our special guest tonight, chosen by fate and chosen by destiny, is Steel Rat, whose character we will introduce in a little bit. So, you re-emerge back through the portal. In Gwyn's arms, so just for the audience, Gwyn was the character that Squonk was playing last time. She was our special guest last time, and this is Gwyn. In Gwyn's arms is the unconscious form of a mimic. For reasons. If you want to know what happened, watch the VOD. Or watch me on YouTube. Conan was trying to batter it to death, and she kept casting Spare the Dying on it. To get it away from Conan, Gwyn takes the mimic and rushes off to find one of the Avowed of the Library of Candlekeep to potentially help her preserve it. It has been known that mimics, to a certain extent, can be somewhat trained. And we all know how Squonk likes her pets when she plays D&D. So, that could be a future thing. Can you throw a javelin as she runs away?
At some point in Gwyn's future, you know, she goes home one day and then just gets eaten by the mimic.
These are always
well,
options.
if she forgets to feed it and it gets too hungry, then...
Exactly, they're feral.
So, sorry Gwyn, I'm gonna delete you off the map. Oh, sorry.
Bye, Green. We had a good run.
Bye, Gwen. Run, find that mimic at home.
You did good. You did real good.
It'll get huge, mimic her hallway and eat her. Very possibly.
It's exactly what's going to happen. She's going
That
to,
would
like,
be the
every
best
day, it's going to be sleeping with it like that giant snake, and the mimic will be, like, measuring itself up against her, and she'll be like, I've tamed this mimic, and it's really secretly there going, one day I'll be big enough to eat her.
Snack time comes closer and closer.
Until then, feed me.
Okay, so Matrius addresses the rest of you and says, "Look, I'm really sorry. I haven't got very far on researching your problem at the moment. As I said before, I was coming here to do some personal work of my own, and, well, as you know, got a little bit trapped.
A little bit sidetracked in there, yeah.
So, I do have a list of books that the Avowed are supposed to be acquiring for me so I can research. And, yeah, as soon as we get them, we can get to work. I have a few ideas, so we're pretty sure that the problems with Ambermere at the moment were due to a curse. You explained that there was this group of travelling folk who came through the area, and some of your townsfolk got into a bit of a scuffle with them or something, and then it was not long after that the troubles began, from what you told me. So I think looking into curses is the best possible route we can go with this, and I've got a few ideas.
Well, there should be plenty to at least start researching. Gives us a good start, I think.
As he goes to speak again, you then all suddenly hear a massive, loud explosion coming from somewhere down the corridor. Just one sudden, loud boom.
Damn hell!
The actual
What was that? Okay.
Yana is going to rush towards the
We're still on the front page, so we can't interact at all.
Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah, you're. Yeah.
Yeah, just rush to the door and have a look.
I like my boom booms.
Okay, as you go out into the corridor, you notice into what you think is probably the room next to you on the same side. Through the cracks around the door and underneath the door, you can see a big plume of kind of brightly coloured pinkish smoke coming out the door.
Weird colour.
I only have one room on the map though.
If anybody asks, it was like that when we got here.
And from
there
inside
must
the
have been-
room, you can hear some coughing and spluttering.
Oh man. Oh god.
You're right,
I'm
in
gonna
that.
use Newt for that.
Did we knock first?
Who's asking? It was like this when I was like this when I got here. I have no clue of anything other than that.
Housekeeping.
It absolutely wasn't.
It totally was. Totally was.
Oh,
Okay, so now imagine on the map that you've just gone to the next room. I could have just put two next to each other, but... So just... where you go? Okay, as you go in the room, you open the door and more of the pink smoke kind of dissipates out of the room. It stings your eyes a little bit, but as the haze dies down, you see in front of you this man. For the people watching, I will show a larger picture. So he is a human looking man with kind of bright red hair, but when the smoke kind of dies down, you can see that one side of his face looks like it's got like the pock marks of old burn scars, and the kind of the wisps of hair next to that point are almost burnt bright white. And this is Steel Rat's character.
Let's kill him. Right.
Just jump
Maurice,
straight in.
you think he's a familiar face,
Hang on.
which
wait
we've
for
explained
some of the
before.
smoke to clear. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah. If it was going to be anybody, it was going to be you, Jim, wasn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Maurice, but it's good to see you.
Purple
I have
smoke
no
and a loud
picture.
explosion. Come on.
You are correct. I mean, just working my trade. I do have that book I borrowed from you, and he'll reach into his bag and pull out a very old tome of something written in Dwarvish, and we'll hand it back to Maurice.
Thank you. It's only been... Oh, no, I can't remember how long now. Thank you. Yeah,
I'm a slow reader. I'm sorry.
You can all see on the table behind him that there's a few books scattered around, and also a few kind of like glass vials and jugs and beakers and that kind of thing. And this pink smoke is still kind of almost like pouring out of one of these beakers. It's kind of starting to settle down a bit, but
What
Yeah.
are you trying to do this time, Moska?
Oh, no, just let that sit. That's just a side project. I'm trying to figure out how to take a llama and turn it into a unicorn, but also it's a summon.
Oh.
But it's
Heresy.
many things.
Just saying.
Can everybody make a perception check, please?
I hope I have my character sheet open.
I cannot.
I can.
So, Yana, where
Got
you've
you,
got the
Pants.
plume of smoke kind of emanating from this beaker, you suddenly notice through the smoke this kind of sphere, not like a perfect sphere, but a kind of a spherical, floating, glowing blob, roughly about 3 feet in diameter. And
No one else knows it's a 3 feet bubble.
it kind of glows in kind of hues of green and blue, and it starts to move through the smoke and towards the back of Jim's head.
Right. James, Jim, whatever your name was.
Yes?
Is it supposed? Not you. Is it supposed to do that? And she wafts her spear in the general direction of this giant moving spear.
Okay, unfortunately the token doesn't have a really good image on it.
Do what?
But it's just
He will turn and to look at this floating whatever. No.
and as you turn round
Let's
to
at
look
the
at it, it's almost as if its shape changes almost to reach out to you. Can everybody click on your token and roll initiative?
Damn it.
Damn it!
Come on, Conan.
Not bad though.
That fuck.
You need to get more sleep, old man.
He doesn't realise what's going on yet.
I have you know that back in my day, sleep was optional.
Blood Petal, when you get really tired, you
1,
start
2,
using weird
5.
accents. You don't know if you know, but you're speaking in a slightly weird accent.
Hey, my name is Glenn, not Petal.
Okay, so as Yana notices this thing kind of hovering through the smoke, and just as Jim turns around to face this thing, it almost goes to zoom towards him. Maurice, what do you do?
Well, the only choice at the moment, because I'm not really expecting too much, I'm gonna. Yeah. It looks like it's going for him, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, we're gonna try a Toll the Dead in it, because that's my
Okay.
my only damaging cantrip. Yeah. And I'll ring the bell.
Okay, in midair, almost as if it gets caught by the effect of this spell as it's moving, you see it's kind of stop momentarily and shudder. So it takes 1d8. 3. Yeah, from the motion of it kind of moving and then suddenly stopping and juddering for a second, you think that had an effect.
Okay.
Is that your go, Dan? Are you moving at all, or?
Let's get it back up on the screen.
Mute yours.
I'm gonna move over here and sort of hide behind the table.
Yana.
Yana was already wafting in the general direction of the sphere, so she is going to basically try and waft, almost like bat the sphere back using her spear.
Okay.
So I guess that's a spear two-handed attack.
Yep, you whack it, and as using the piercing end, the pointy end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do see that it almost, although it looks kind of ethereal, kind of almost like ectoplasmy goo, it does make physical contact, and it does kind of slice into it, almost as if it's not quite gelatinous, but almost
like it's gelatinous. Thick, like it's Angel Delight.
Like more runny
Like
jelly.
custard.
Yeah,
It's
like
viscous.
Details. What kind of cake is
custard.
it?
Custard.
If it was a cake, what kind of cake? Okay.
A custard cake, then.
Sounds good.
And
I kind of want that now.
I'm going to thump that custard as hard as I can.
That's the wrong thing to do, the custard.
It is. Yeah.
The non-Newtonian fluid.
Can you move your token up to get within reach of it, just so we know where you are?
Don't stand on the chair. Actually, fuck it, stand on the chair.
Okay, is that you?
Yep.
Jim.
Well, Jim is sitting here and just, his creation has given life to something different, and he's just like, well, crap. This is a normal thing. He will reach for the closest thing to him, which would be what, like a glass beaker or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and he will just kind of hold it in his hand and throw his hand out, and we'll use catapult.
Ooh. Is that a spell or is that an attack?
It's a level 1 spell.
Level 1
That
spell.
is technically an attack.
So it's almost as if you're launching the thing at
What
it
it,
using magic.
Yeah. What it does is
Yeah.
catapult out here. I'll post the spell for those that don't know.
So choose one object, yep, and the object flies in a straight line in a direction you choose, stopping early if it impacts. Okay, cool. So you using your magic, you launch this beaker in the direction of the thing, and it almost doesn't even notice that it's happening, and it just takes it square in the center of it, taking 13 bludgeoning damage. Wow.
and depending whatever may or may not be in that beaker.
You can see some of the liquid inside the beaker kind of splish out over it as it hits, but the liquid doesn't seem to have any effect on it. But the force of the beaker hitting it surely does. Quite a big hit. It's difficult to tell, but it does look like it's flailing a little bit and the equivalent of looking injured.
And I'm going to move over here.
So the closest person to it now is Yana. So it's gonna hover forward slightly, and its ectoplasmic form is gonna stretch out towards you to try and make contact with you. Ooh, does a 20 hit? I think a 20 hits.
20 hits.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please? Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, you feel it reaches out and it makes contact with you, and it almost feels for a second like it was trying to drain at your essence, at your life force, but you manage to resist, and as you stand there in your resolve, it pulls its contact away, shuffles just a couple of inches back, starts to hover around almost as if it's looking for a new victim. Conan, what do you do?
Become the victim.
I'm going to, in essence, yes, become the victim. I'm going to move to within 10 feet, which is actually really quite far away. Okay, fine. For Yana, I'll move closer.
Thank you.
I got you. And I'm gonna hit it real good.
Yes, you do.
Wait. I'm not. I guess I'm raging now.
Do you want to be raging?
No.
No, so just take the 10.
No. Yeah, just the 10.
Okay, you give it a good old whack with your glaive. Where it got slashed by Yana, where it got hit full force with the beaker by Jim, and now with this other massive slash with the glaive, it almost looks like it's smaller. It's definitely waning. It's probably almost dead, but not quite. Merla.
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty disappointed that didn't work. So I think I'm going to try and hide round the door a bit, because I don't want to get involved with that. It looked a bit scary what it was doing to Yana. So I believe I can take the hide action round the door, and then I'm going to try and attack it with my short bow.
Okay.
Which is, and I will add my sneak attack on that because can't see it. Do I have to roll a dex check for the hide? Can't remember.
So it would be a stealth check versus its perception.
Okay.
Its perception is shite. So bonus action to hide. Yep, you are. It
Yep.
cannot see you. Therefore, you have advantage on your attack,
So I will.
which you didn't need anyway because you got a 23.
Yeah.
And as Conan and Yana are standing there, spear and glaive at the ready, an arrow just sails right in between you into this thing, and its luminescence and shimmeriness just fades, into dullness and it plops to the floor in a little puddle.
Phew.
Aww. It's having fun.
Didn't look like you were having fun.
Matrius is kind of the other side of the doorway, just kind of cowering a little bit.
At this interval, I will push Yana off the chair. I will push her real good.
Don't do that.
Okay, the smoke has kind of almost all dissipated now.
So while they were doing combat, as soon as like it started to die down, if anybody's looking at Jim is like furiously writing in a little book of and talking to himself about caused some kind of weird shape to emerge. Must check to make sure it wasn't pixie dust, and also Newt Bane.
What Bane?
He's just going through the list of like all the ingredients that he may or may not have been using.
Jim, can you make a perception check, please?
I mean, he can, but he probably won't see anything.
Can you try and make a perception? Okay, as you're kind of like looking around the table at kind of what ingredients are there, what ones you've recently used, and in what concoctions, that kind of thing, you suddenly notice that one of the books that you had for your research is missing. It's completely just disappeared into thin air.
Oh, I might get yelled at. What book was missing?
So you remember the title of it being Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions.
He will start frantically looking about the room for this book, because he's in technically a library, and if he loses a book, he's going to get his rear end handed to him.
Jamie, whatever your name was.
Yes.
Why are you looking over there? Like, if you want a sample, and Yana brings her spear towards him, you can have a sample off the end of this.
And he'll stop and go, yes, wait, no, gotta find the book. Book is missing.
What book?
Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. Gotta find it. I was using it. If I lose it, you know what happens, Maurice. You know what happens when I lose books. Bad things happen to books when I lose them. Also, save that spear.
What color is it?
What color was the cover? Okay.
Merla, you
Sounds
can
like
hear
a real
some
page
footsteps
turner.
coming down the corridor quite hurriedly.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you might want to hurry up. There's someone coming. Okay, I'll go out and back. So I've warned the others that someone's coming. I'll go back in the corridor so I can see who it is.
And
I will move to the door to just kind of be an obstruction.
and rounding the corner into the corridor, you see one of the avowed, one of the staff or the monks who work at the library, kind of. I don't even know if that's the right token, but that'll do. Kind of like rushing towards you, going, "Is everything okay? What happened? Has there been an accident? Is anyone hurt? What's going on?"
Nothing's happening at all. No, completely normal.
Nothing in here. No, nothing.
What's that
Yeah.
smell? What, it smells very sweet, sickly sweet.
Oh, it's sickly sweet. It's Conan. It's Conan.
Sweet. This is
more
the room
mice.
you're looking for.
Nothing.
Yeah, Yeah, is there anything we can help you with? Like over here, maybe? No.
We
We
have
hear an
to.
awful noise, but it was further down the corridor.
Look, I just need
maybe someone should go
I need to go. I need to check every room. I just need to make sure that no one's hurt, and more importantly, that none of the books have been hurt.
None of the books. No, everything's.
There's Ray.
He's trying to kind of look past Conan, who's standing in the doorway.
I'm
You
just
need
gonna
to-
kind of act, like coincidentally have my glaive out like horizontally, like. Sorry, my shoulders don't work too good all the time. I'm gonna do my best. I'm just a bit locked up right now.
Just stand there being wise.
Just ever so slowly, like try and rotate the glaive upwards, but then every now and again it just drops back down, blocking his way.
Is everything okay? Yes. There
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
there were some
okay
reports of an explosion, and then there were some reports of what sounded like a bit of a scuffle.
Not from this room. By the way, while you're here, what happened to our lunch?
Yeah, we're still waiting on our lunch order.
Yes, you are. So, you were not assigned to this room, were you? You were assigned to the room next
Oh
door.
no, we're just helping out. You know, one room along.
Yes, I'll check on that as soon as possible. We just are a little bit on edge recently, just because we've had a few incidents, and just wanted to check that everything was all in order.
You need to,
What do
come,
you mean
you need to
incident?
come in and check this room. Over.
Well, I
mean,
mean, if you're adamant that everything is fine, just like I said, we've had a couple of incidents within the library in the last few months or last couple of months, and just wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
What sort of incidents? Like, I thought a library would be a really calm place.
It is most of the time. Just
Are we not safe here?
there are always the Avowed on hand to assist in any way possible. Look,
That's not the question.
There's been a couple of incidents in the last couple of months where some of the books, two that we know of so far that have come into the library, it turns out that they weren't really books.
What were they?
That was G1 with the mimic.
Well, the reports that we've had describe some sort of blob or sphere of some sort of magical force
Oh wow.
that attacked the people in the room and tried to literally suck the life out of them.
Blob
But I'm
or
sure you're fine. I'm
sphere of
sure
magical
it was
force?
a couple of
Right.
isolated incidents and nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that sounds unbelievable. That does. Wow.
Are you guys investigating this at all, other than checking that everyone's okay? I mean, that sounds horrific.
Yeah, I mean, is somebody looking into where the books came from or anything like that?
It's something we have considered, but it's the Avowed don't leave the library. That we are bound to this place. We deal with incidents that take place within. If there are things to be investigated from outside influences, we usually acquire outside help. If you would be
Okay.
willing to investigate this for us, then I'm sure we can come up with some reward or some payment for doing so.
I mean, we are here solving our own problem at the moment.
We did get told though that it's going to be a couple of days. Well,
Yeah, it's going to be a while
Well,
while
it's
Matrius that goes over all the books and all the information.
Okay.
I
Could
mean,
be something to do then.
we do have some time now. If you're wanting help, assuming there is payment.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, what is the problem you just referred to? Maybe we can help with that. Obviously, you have Matrius here who is researching for you, but if there's anything, if we can help you find certain things faster, we can, or we do have an item lying around that we could give a brave group of adventurers. We have a helm that allows you to understand all language. we believe in the sharing and the acquirement of knowledge, and those are the kinds of rewards we would usually give out.
Well, that would make researching so much faster. It wouldn't be restricted to certain languages. If you had a yes, that's incredibly useful.
Yes, we would be willing to offer you one of these helms, as well as any further assistance in your own issues or problems back home.
Okay.
We've been sent to find a cure for what we suspect is a curse. I mean, people are dying, so anything that would make it get a cure faster, we'd be willing to do.
Well, if you are willing to investigate the our problem, then I will send our best people to liaise with Matrius on your problem. And then by the time you return, hopefully we will have some answers and maybe even a solution for you.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only thing we are currently aware of is that the other incidents have both happened with books that have been donated to the library within the last 2 months. The people who brought them here as their entrance fee, as it were, are still within the library. There is Yalarian High Scroll. He is here doing some research at the moment. In fact, the book he brought with him, which was... Oh, what's the name of it? He brought a book with him, and this was only a few days ago, and the book that he had donated suddenly transmuted into this thing and attacked. I think it was somebody down in the stacks. But
What might that book be called?
He is still studying, and you can find him. He likes to hang out in the binders shop. So, where is the book?
What was his name again?
His name is Yalarion. Oh yeah, the book he bought was one called The Dark Hunger.
I've had that before.
Doesn't sound like a nice one.
Yes, he can be found in the house of the binder. And there was a young lady called Valor, and she brought along a book with her called Fallen Tethiamar. But this incident happened maybe about a month and a half ago, and as she feels very guilty and very sorry for what's happened, even though it was not her fault, she has pledged to remain in the library for some time and help out where she can. She's currently helping out with some repair work, actually, at the hearth in the Court of Air.
Out of interest, with this Valor lady, was her book the first incident?
Yes.
I see.
So yes, the book she bought here changed into one of these things about a month and a half ago, and Yalarian High Scroll, that incident was only a couple of days ago.
And you're letting them run loose in the library?
Well, they both happened to mention that the books they brought with them as their entrance were both bought in Baldur's Gate. So we believe we are satisfied that they are innocent customers who have been duped. However, it's not really within our remit to go travelling to Baldur's Gate to investigate further.
Did they say where in Baldur's Gate they got them?
Now they said they referred to the marketplace, but the marketplace in Baldur's Gate is massive and very, very busy. They didn't give a specific name, but maybe if you question them further, you might be able to get a location. And if you were to be willing to travel there, we would provide some horses if you do not have any of your own.
That'd be most helpful. Have you... I'm assuming you've isolated all the other books that have been submitted to the library in the last 2 months.
See, unfortunately, as some of you may know, items that pose as inanimate objects but turn into something else are often impossible to detect in their mundane form. So what we have taken to doing is... Well, after the first incident, we did not realise that it was the book that was the issue, and unfortunately nothing was done. After the second incident, we realised that there may be a pattern here, and we investigated. We questioned the people who brought the books. So we have been trying to keep a closer eye. So in the last couple of days, any books that are coming into the library are being quarantined.
Are you...
Question. Was the person who brought and I just fucking forgot the name of the book. What was the name of the book? Mazfroth, right?
Mazfroth, yeah.
Mazfroth was is that person still here?
I believe not.
I see. Well, maybe you need to add that one to your list, as he points down to the goo pile in front of the desk now.
Oh, I see.
Yes. See, now that I know it wasn't my fault, that it was something else, would like to find the person who brought you this book, because I have some questions for him.
Well, we may be able to find the name for you. Yeah, we can easily search the records, find out who donated that particular book. So there has been a third incident then. I see.
If this is matching with your pattern, yes.
I would suggest...
We've got a goo pile over here if you want to have a look.
I would suggest speaking to Yalerion and Valor and see if you can get a more specific location in the market, and perhaps travel to Baldur's Gate to see who exactly or where exactly these books came from.
And then we have a book fire.
No!
Yeah!
Yeah, make sure they've got the right ones first.
Yana high fives Conan.
Oh!
Okay, so when they say that, I look at Maurice like, who are these people you're traveling with?
Knowledge
Why
is
are they burning books?
fire.
We live in the same village.
Knowledge should never be destroyed, the Avowed says.
Do 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 do.
I am sorry. Yes, it'll never be destroyed. And she winks at Conan. We will definitely not destroy it.
I'm standing right next to you. I can see you.
We will never destroy any books.
No, never.
And I thought you were trouble in the magic school, Maurice. You attracted another group of people. Interesting.
Hey, I feel like he's trying to say something here.
And we came looking for a solution.
So Jim will pick up his bag, and he picks up a jug that is probably about maybe 1.5 feet tall, that has stoppers in it that are all over the sides. But this jug is a little bit different, as it looks like a giant tiki head.
Okay.
And he will sling that over his other shoulder and look at Maurice and like, well, let's go find us some book dealers.
Well, yeah. If you want to come with us to Baldur's Gate, why not? Come on.
I want to find whoever tried to kill me with a book. I've been tried to kill many ways, but not with a book.
I remember Balor when he only had a doorway, never mind a fucking gate.
We've got a story to tell you then about books that just tried to eat us.
It sounds like you could do with another copy of whatever book this was.
Oh yes, this was a unique tome, and that's the whole reason it was accepted to the library. And now, well, now 3 books are now missing. I mean, if you find the originals, that would be a bonus. Yes. So as I said, if you wish, you may speak to Yalerion and Valor, and when you are ready to leave, perhaps after a good long rest, tomorrow morning we can provide you with some horses and some basic supplies for your journey. It will take, by horseback, it will take a few days to get there and a few days back.
I mean, if it's possible with your kitchen, something with custard in it. I don't know why, but I suddenly feel quite like some.
Oh yes, your lunch order. I will see to it at once.
I had some custard.
Also, has anybody really investigated these gooey creatures at all? You know, do we know what have they got a name or anything? Because you know, they look weird.
But they're like little tendrils coming out the books, right?
I should have a handout for what the actual book looked like before it turned into a thing.
If they're just like ectoplasmic, like tendril things coming out of a book, could there be bookworms?
Okay, so this is what the book looked like before it turned. It just looked like a very plain leather-bound book with kind of scrap pages hastily just shoved into the binding.
Okay.
Can we investigate the ooze?
Yeah, that was why I'd moved over there. Was our next thing. Just at least poke about with it. See what does it. I mean, does it look like it's part gelatinous cube? Is it a flump? You know.
It looks like something none of you have ever seen before.
Does it have any structure to it? Like, has it got any limbs at this point now, or is it just a puddle?
It is a puddle. It's just a puddle of goo. The acolyte, the avowed, explains to you that from what we have ascertained so far, we believe these creatures are some sort of magic, either summonation or creation. They have a similar property to mimics in that they feed on people's life force and can assume the appearance of inanimate objects, but not quite as powerful. It seems they are limited in the forms they can assume. That it is chosen at the time of their creation. They are not self-sustaining creatures. They are not something you would find in the wild.
So someone's deliberately targeting a library or
They're
a
being
bookstore.
made for this purpose, then, aren't they?
They are. They have been made. They have been created by someone.
I mean,
using my
wrong
researcher
using books like that.
So using my researcher background, Kay,
Yeah.
would I have come across maybe something that fits this description within the tomes of this library that I could roll Knowledge Arcana maybe?
Yeah, go for it. Roll it.
Nope, don't remember a darn thing.
Not really, no.
Nope. Squishy and icky, and I don't like it.
Truly scientific approach there.
And you could use a bath. Drink.
Good.
And he'll pull out a jug from his backpack. He'll pull out a smaller bottle. You know, maybe about yay size, and hand it to the barbarian.
I like this guy. Sure.
Okay, so let's go and find those people. Let's talk to Yularian and Balor.
Agreed.
And then
I do believe we might want to talk to Valor first, because that was the first incident, and she done stayed here. All incidents have happened since she been here.
Thus, and Yana wanders over and starts cleaning her spear on the edge of the curtains.
I've been in this exact situation 3 times before.
This exact situation?
Yeah.
Jim will look over at Maurice like, is this guy for real?
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I'm right here. Telling you,
Your boss-
it's like this one time with a bear in a cave, but it wasn't the bear. It was just a
And one in
road,
the cave.
and it was a house.
Okay. Yes, Conan.
Keep drinking.
I think you really need to sleep, Petal. Your accent's getting even stronger.
So, making your way out to the court of air. So, as explained to you earlier, Yularion was to be found in the House of the Binder, which is in the bottom here. And the hearth is just next to it there. So let me give you a bit of description about those. The hearth from the outside appears to be a modest tavern of sturdy construction with warm light emanating from a pair of small windows on either side of the front door. Upon entering the establishment, you realise that it's at least 3 times more spacious on the inside. The hearth gained its larger dimensions courtesy of extra-dimensional magic created by worshippers of Gond, the god of craft.
Has it got a blue door?
An intricate clockwork device is suspended in a 2-foot diameter, faintly glowing crystal orb embedded in the ceiling over the bar. You've heard it referred to around the place as a geometric amplifier. The bar seats up to around 20 customers, and patrons can be seated comfortably at round tables with stout wooden chairs or at rectangular tables with benches. A dozen soft, cushy armchairs encircle the fireplace in the centre of the room, so it's a very lovely little place. The House of the Binder. This is where you can go to request various services from the library. So, for certain costs, you can have books or scrolls or anything you found copied over, and the prices go up in increments. So non-magical tomes would cost you roughly 100 gold pieces or so to get a full copy made. Spell books, a copy of a spell book costs 50 gold piece per level of the spell contained within it. So basically you can go and buy spell books. And sometimes they even produce special works. Each year, Candlekeep releases a small book stamped with the sigil of the library credited to the Avowed of Candlekeep. These limited editions contain short essays, excerpts, and other writings relevant to a particular theme or subject, such as gardening, gemstones, longevity, or transformative curses. They are sold at the Keep and by Candlekeep representatives in large cities for between 50 GP and 100 GP per book. There's almost like an
annual.
Yeah.
They should totally do a calendar, just saying.
Pin up the calendar.
The scholars like pinned up.
They avowed.
December is Conan just like...
It's gonna pick me.
The avowed disrobed.
Nice. Yes.
If that doesn't give you nightmares, nothing will.
Yeah, Unbound.
And this is why we won't be invited back to the library.
Right?
Yeah, really, the books didn't come from Baldur's Gate. They're just trying to get us the fuck out of there. Like,
He
go,
was
go.
he was
There's
very
a
keen
thing.
for us to
You're
go away.
outside. Go, go, go.
It really was.
Okay, so where do you want to go first?
I'd say go to the binders first, and then we can relax in the hearth a bit better afterwards. Sounds like a nice cozy place to end the day.
I like that logic. That works.
Okay, so you go into the house of the binder, and it has kind of similar to a very, very small version of the corridors you were in before. It has a few kind of rooms off to the side with, you can see through the windows and the door panels, people in there with certain works and an avowed with them, copying stuff out or writing spell scrolls for them. You can see some of the avowed with really, really large tomes, and they're just like furiously trying to copy like entire books. There's like a front desk,
Hello
almost
there.
like a reception desk. Oh, what was that? I got a follow from Vitulari Fedicin. Sorry if I fudged that pronunciation, but thank you for the follow.
Thank you for following.
Yeah, so there's a few people milling about, and yeah, like I said, there is like almost like a reception desk. What do you do?
Okay, working. So it was Eularian, wasn't it? That was before.
Yes.
Galarian High Scroll.
Nemesis to the low scroll.
So
Well, you
the
take-
the
You
avowed.
take the High Scroll, you can take the Low Scroll.
There's the Hydra.
And I'll
Nice
get
and
there
throat.
before you.
So the avowed at the desk looks up at
Ye-
suddenly 5 people wandering in. Go, can I help you? What, we have plenty of services we provide here. Are you looking for some spell scrolls? Are you looking for some copying work done? How can we assist?
We're looking for a person. If you've seen them.
Well, we haven't-
Eularian.
Yes, and he points to a young human man sitting over on one of the benches with a large open tome in front of him and scribbling some notes.
Okay.
So yeah, he looks like a 20-something human guy. He seems pretty chill, pretty approachable.
I don't think all 5 of us need to go question him.
Loom over.
No.
You.
Like, what?
Yeah, maybe Conan, you can just hang around here. That's
Hey! Hey! I'm real good at intimidation.
Who's good with people?
Yeah, we need the gentle approach here. Like, don't need to scare the guy. Well,
Okay.
we might need to
I mean,
scare the guy, but not
what
first.
what do you say to people?
Hello?
And we
Hello?
burn you.
Hello? Hello? Just say that until they respond in the way you want them to, and I guarantee you will get there.
You guarantee.
I guarantee. That is a Conan guarantee.
Conan guarantee. Conan, why don't you and I have a wander around the square and leave these guys to actually question the guy?
Hey, Yana, why don't we find out how you bind these things? Let's talk to the binding man.
The The binding man?
The man at the desk who says they
He's
got
on
services.
He does live in Judy Lane.
Hey, is she married to the binding man?
He is married to the binding man.
Binding man.
Binding man. Alright, let's just go talk to the binding man.
I'm
Poor
too
binding
warm, I'm
man.
putting my hair up.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll walk over to Yalarian, and I'll stand on it. Hello, hello, hello.
He looks up and goes, "Hi."
Hi.
Hi.
Did you brought a book recently to Candlekeep? Yeah.
He kind of looks a bit concerned for a moment. He's like, "Yes, but yes."
Yeah. Did you know what happened to your book?
He says, like, "Sit down. Don't
Okay.
want everyone to know. Come on."
All right. I'll sit down.
I followed him over.
Look, the matter was already dealt with. I explained to the Avowed the situation and
No,
everything.
No, we're not having a go. We're not.
Oh.
We're not. We want to know where you got it.
Why?
To
Because
find
don't-
out where they come
that
from.
person
Don't-
missed.
Yeah, don't you want to know more about it?
Yeah, because there might be more of them. You know, there could be loads of them in the library. We want to make sure no more are coming here.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I'm pissed that the book I brought it turned out to be a fake. But they accepted my apology and allowed me to stay. I was in Baldur's Gate last week, and it was just. I don't know. Have you ever been there? Have you been to the market?
Oh yeah. I know Baldur's Gate. I studied up there.
Well, then you know the marketplace there. It's crazy. It's massive. It's bustling. It's got so many stalls, and I came across this one store, and it said it was selling all these rare books. And I planned on coming here anyway, and I was looking for something unique that would get me into here, and they had this book, and I thought that sounds perfect. That'll do, and I bought it and then made my way here. That was it.
Yes. But what was the name? The name of the place you bought it from?
Oh, there were so many stalls.
Do you remember like the stall holder? Who, you know what they look like?
Yeah,
maybe.
like a couple of nice lads. They're just really friendly. That you know what people on markets are like. They're a bit. They're really loud. They're really. Like, they'll sell you anything. They'll.
I mean, anything stand out? Were they what pairs of human lads or
Yeah, human lads.
I don't know.
Human lads. All I remember is that the bookstore was on like there's almost like these little walkways through the market, and it was on one of the corners. Something June. Something June bookstore.
Just out of interest, how long had the book been in Candlekeep before they told you it had changed, shall we say?
Let's see, I got here 5 days ago. They came to me not last night, the night before. I swear I don't know anything about it. I bought the book from the store thinking it would be my ticket into Candlekeep, and now all this, and I feel terrible for it.
Did you choose the book? Did they influence you to take that book? What was it about it that you liked?
I mentioned that I was coming here, and I said that I needed something that was something that was one of a kind, and they recommended me a couple, and I chose that particular one, the Dark Hunger, and I was like, okay, yeah, you seem pretty persuasive.
Can you remember the other one that they recommended to you?
Something about. Oh yeah, there was one about demons, but I didn't really like the look of that one. Something about Grast. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Didn't fancy that.
Yeah, you got to be careful with what you read.
Yeah.
Didn't want to inadvertently summon some demons or Lamias or something on the way here.
Yeah, not again.
Not again, sorry.
Again? What? Huh?
Don't worry, move on.
Maurice is hiding thing.
But yeah, I'm afraid I can't be of more help. But yeah, it's just a bookstall in the wide, and it's I didn't even really look at the name. I just like I can vaguely remember the word something June.
Okay.
It might help us find it anyway.
It's a lead.
It is. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and I hope you actually find the people who did this and like put a stop to it, because I heard it wasn't the first time.
Oh no, it wasn't. He like picks off a piece of cook off his goggles and like, nope.
He looks at this speck of glue on the floor that you just flicked and like gives you a knowing glance.
Yeah, it's been a morning.
Well, it's been helpful. We should head off. Think anybody else has got anything else?
Yeah. I've got everything I wanted to know.
Okay. Thank you, Valerian. I think it's been helpful. Valerian? Valerian.
Valerian.
Yalarian.
Yo.
Okay, are Yana and Conan doing anything stupid?
No, we're totally fascinated by the book binding that's going on.
We've learned how to bind a book.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Oh, we did.
Super interesting. Oh, we did, yeah.
What you need is some thread, an awl, and thingy with the people in the place, the bone folder, and a bookbinding needle to punch some holes through, and you thread through the holes, and it sticks together.
Good.
And he'll forget all that in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It could
That's
be
true.
a useful thing for my maps in the future if I ever need to make a book.
That's true.
Yeah. Useful. Interesting. Did you guys find out anything from your alien?
Yeah, they sort of remember their the name of the book. So it was something June in Baldur's Gate. They got it from.
Who was... Okay, so you've spoken to that guy, and Conan now knows all about binding books.
I do indeed.
Alright, are we
Head round
going
the
to
heart,
talk?
then.
Yeah, did we want to talk to the other person, or did we just want to go to Baldur's then?
Oh no, we need to talk to the other
I
person.
would like to talk to the other person very much, considering there was no incident before they got here, and now there's been incidents and they refuse to leave. That seems very suspicious to me.
Very suspicious.
I'm gonna read that book cover to cover.
Why am I getting a Cox vibe now?
Getting a what?
Cox.
Yeah,
That's not what I thought you said.
yeah, that is definitely not what I thought you said either.
It feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Alright,
it feels
you go
like you're gonna
forward,
kick in the
Conan.
door and arrest a perp now.
Puns.
So as you approach the hearth, you see to one side of the door there's actually kind of a ladder propped up, and you can just about make out a figure on the roof hammering some loose tiles in. Looks
Okay.
like a half-orc.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah. I'm not much interested. I walked straight in.
Okay.
I was like, yeah.
It's bigger on the inside.
Nice.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there's a few patrons sitting at various tables. There's a couple of avowed tending the bar. You can see that there are some side rooms as well in this place. So like some of them look like almost like conference rooms or meeting rooms. Some of them like more kind of smaller private booths. Yeah, and yeah, a few patrons. No one really that sticks out as such.
I want a drink. Conan, do you want a drink?
I do indeed.
Let's go
Uh, To the bar.
to the bar.
We know how this works. Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever loses buys.
Okay.
Wait, are we okay? Oh, wait.
Is
One,
there going to
two,
be a
three, go.
Discord delay on
One, two,
this?
three.
I don't know.
Do we go on 3 or after 3?
After 3.
So that 1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3, go.
Right, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2.
Oh, fuck.
One, 2. Giles, you have to count with me, otherwise it's shit.
I was waiting for you to do the. Okay.
Okay. 1,
1, 2,
2,
3.
3. Go.
Go.
Both of the same thought.
I'm actually gonna get a real life drink while they sort this out.
Yeah, watch them go paper next.
Okay.
Alright, third time, and then we do what we normally do.
Okay. We fight for it.
We fight for it.
Okay.
One,
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Go. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know, like you did this. You did the same. You went one step ahead. Yeah.
I'm in your heads. Just saying.
Well, back on some days.
So we default back to what we normally do, which is I buy you a drink and you buy me a drink.
Okay.
But no whiskey this time, pal.
Okay.
Guessing you guys can have a drink as well.
Absent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim reaches into his bag and pulls out his own stash.
Oh, Kay didn't want nothing to do with that.
Okay, who won?
Nobody.
Nobody.
It was a tie.
Music again.
We're all
Really?
losers.
Oh my god.
I do want to see how that game plays out later, though. To the death.
Right, and I'll have to upgrade it to rock, paper, scissors, scissors, Spock.
Baked beans.
What?
Everything dies in baked beans.
Okay. Anyway, we decided that Yana is buying Conan a drink, and Conan is buying Yana a drink.
Okay. And they basically have almost everything available. They are well supplied from all around Faerun, from the frozen north, from the Sword Coast, to the islands to the west, from all over. You can basically get anything you want here.
They have milk. I want milk.
They have milk from various kinds of animals and some nuts.
That'll work.
I mean, oh,
What? What did you say, Yoss?
I was just laughing at the fact that they have nut milk.
Right. I think Conan's having a pint of nut milk, and I'll have a pint of sheep's milk. Thank you.
Okay.
This guy.
What do you guys want?
Again, Jim has his own that he pulls out of his bag and starts drinking from.
Okay.
You're drinking your own nut milk?
Jarls, did your character finish that bottle that I gave him?
No. Would you like
Maybe.
it back?
No, I just let me know when you finish it.
Right, okay.
Merla, you want to drink?
I'll just have a wine, I think. Little elderflower wine. Be nice.
Yep. They can provide that. And then whatever Maurice is having. Maurice
Having
is
nut
currently
milk.
in real life trying to open a bottle of red wine with a screw and a screwdriver because we don't have a corkscrew. How's it going?
Classy.
He's failing. Okay.
Right. Anyway, as
Anyway.
Maurice
Thing about
can't
the box
drink,
one, you just turn the tap and
let's order him some nut wine.
what?
Not wine.
Some nut wine.
Wine?
Sure.
Nut?
Made
Okay.
by
Conan around the
squirrels.
corner doing something
Made by
weird.
squirrels in like squirrel monks in the northern hemispheres. You get nut wine. It's like Buckfast. But more like the branding is fantastic. Surprised you guys haven't heard of it.
That's nuts.
Oh,
Oh god.
So, you'll have a drink. You'll get a drink.
yeah.
I'm guessing
we should-
you would ask around for someone called Valor.
Yeah.
No fancy. No.
No, yeah, of course we will.
Jim,
Okay.
Jim will be as they discuss the nut wine
Fine.
Because
and whether or
nut-
not they're going to tell Maurice.
We
is
should
it
order
really
you
nut
like
wine?
a small glass. I mean, I know you brought your own, but we should definitely drink what the tavern is offering.
And then just pour your own under the table.
I mean, they might have house nut wine.
House not wine.
Jim is good, thank you.
Assuming you're asking someone about this
Yeah.
this Valor person.
But the bartender,
Yeah.
'cause, like
They know
she's had enough weird questions now, so might as well go back to some normal questions.
Well, as you ask him and you get your drinks and you pay up, then this half orc who you saw on the roof just now, kind of like the front door slams open and she barges in. She looks quite beefy. She looks quite tough. She goes, "Alright, I've finished the roofing. What do you need me to do next, mate?" And the barman just kind of looks a bit, almost like he's a bit intimidated by her, and kind of points and goes, "Yeah, that's the one you want."
Yana nudges Conan. I think someone should go speak to her. You want some nut? Like Maurice isn't back yet. Do you want to take his nut wine over to her?
Why nut?
Why not?
Okay.
Jim's going to sit down in clear view of this inevitable train wreck and take notes on exactly what happens to Conan.
So, Conan, yeah, he will get up. He will walk the wine over and be like, hello? Hello?
You alright?
Hello? Wine? For you?
Sure. Thanks.
Try a compliment, Conan.
That Talon looked real good you were doing.
Ask her to
All
arm
right.
wrestle.
No. Okay, so, I understand that you bought a book here and it went awry.
Bought a book here? No.
Here, but like Candlekeep.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I believe it was called Fallen Tethiamar or something.
So how the fuck do you know about that?
We got asked to help out with the Avowed. Because there have been a few other incidents, so we were trying to piece a bit of information together.
I said I'm sorry, and I'm doing what I can.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
helping-
no. We ain't trying to attack you. We just want to figure out what happened. So, could you please tell me a little bit about where you got the book?
I'm a mercenary, right? I take contracts. I do the job.
Okay.
I've got a job. It's a pretty difficult one. I need to do a bit of research into it. And someone tells me to come here. But they say, oh, you can't just go in there. You got to find some sort of unique book or something, otherwise they won't let you in. So I go to Baldur's Gate, and I go to this market store and be like, alright mate, I need like a one-of-a-kind book. What you got? And he sells me this thing. I come here, get in, brilliant. And then a couple of days later, they're all hounding me, saying, oh, your book was a fake and it turned into some sort of shiny custard thing and attack some people.
I believe they call
Right, we
it
got
Ambrosia. No, okay. Do you remember who happened to sell you that book?
Oh, I don't know his name, but it was a smarmy little git. But there was some stall in Baldur's Gate in you know the big market called the Wide, and it was Amber something. That's all I know. But I've said, look, I'll stick around a bit and I'll help him out as kind of a way to say sorry, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey, Conan, ask her if Amber June rings a bell.
Okay. I mean, would Valor have heard that?
I don't know. I haven't walked over to her that I know of. Possibly. She might have eavesdropped. I don't mind either way.
Does the name
Okay.
Amber June ring a bell?
Amber June. I think so. Yeah, I think that was it. Sounds about right.
Thank you kindly. And actually, could I roll an insight check to make sure she's being
Okay. Yep.
truthful?
She seems legit.
Well, I thank you for your time, and I apologize if I caused any offense, but enjoy the wine, and we will look into this further and let you know if we need anything else.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, cheers for the drink. And she gives you a wink.
Hi. Now, as soon as I get done with my investigation, I will hit you up. Okay?
Well, as if I'm still here when you get back, but
I've been called the fastest in all the land. I'll be back before you leave.
yeah, being the fastest in all the land is not a reputation you want, mate.
I never gave you context, okay? Oh God, please can we move on now?
Okay, so you have your information,
I
and
think the nut wine's gone to your head.
Something's
somewhere.
happened.
so yeah, Maurice, they bought you some nut wine
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing.
because that's the thing now.
It's a real thing.
Apparently it's a thing.
It is now.
It's
Wine
fancy
of the
thing,
nut.
so it's a thing.
Wine made from nuts.
Because wine nut.
God.
I'm glad that you can reading the branding.
Never available in November.
Oh, hell no.
Anyway.
Poor Jarls.
Moving swiftly along.
Okay.
Simply
So
on.
we want to sort of just rest the evening and then head off in the morning.
Let's tank a couple of bottles of nut wine and then make
Fancy's character's got like a whole backpack full of them.
The question is, does Conan finish the drink that Jim gave him within the evening?
When he finishes it, he'll tell me.
But will they finish it within the evening? Most likely,
Yes.
yes. Yes. Why do I feel like I just done a stupid?
You're drinking drinks from strangers. I'm just saying.
She's not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Hey, that's how I ended up this way. That's what happened to my accent.
Okay. So I think
So
we spent an evening enjoying Conan stories,
Yeah,
and
Conan's
we get enough sleep and wake up early next morning.
You might elaborate on what happened with the bear in the cave, which turned out to be a bearskin rug in a house.
I want to know what happens to Yaz's digestive system.
I'm curious.
It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty.
The joke's on you. It was never pretty to begin with.
This is true. It's up to the game master if he needs to make a con save or not.
Look on your face.
Yeah, you probably should.
But fuck it. Hey.
Oh, that's quite a good one.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, no, it's probably when you wake up in the morning and you start to, do your morning constitution. It's bright neon blue as it comes out.
Business as usual, then.
If that's business as usual for you, pal.
I think I ate a fairy last night, guys.
I slope off early from the drinks because I've got a create familiar ritual to cast, so I'm going to get that done this evening before we go to sleep.
Why did you make him pee blue? He's going to show us it.
Why'd you give him nut wine?
Hey guys, look what I can do.
It's wine made from nuts. I don't know why you're laughing. There's nothing wrong with nut wine.
It doesn't taste good.
Depends what not.
Okay, so you wake up the next morning feeling
Moving on.
pretty much fully refreshed, apart from some bright blue piss. And if any of you need to do preparations for the day, like prepare what spells you're going to have, especially Yana, Conan, Maurice, and Merla, after all your exertions the previous day, you wake up feeling that little bit stronger, as we all know you are now level 2.
Woo! I'm hungover.
Jim's already level 2, because he's better than you.
I'll make
And as you stagger out, the Avowed from yesterday greets you in the court of air and shows you a few of the horses he has prepared for you, and they have saddlebags full of rations and water skins, bedrolls, or kind of like basic adventuring supplies to last you roughly about a week. And he explains that the journey to Baldur's Gate will take you. You'll get there in 3 days. You will have to spend a couple of nights on the road camping on the way there, and the same again on the way back.
I ask them if they've got anything for neon blue piss.
Because I think you need to see a medic about that one. We do have a medic here.
When he talks about the neon blue piss, Jim will go over and go, "Oh, so it's blue. What color blue, and does it hurt?"
Do you get your little notebook out? And
Yeah, he's just taking notes furiously right now.
Wait, when you ask if it hurt, do you mean like more than usual at my age, or?
Like, does it feel that it's gonna fall off? Is it necrotic?
What did you give me?
Flips through a bunch of pages. Standard concoction 2B.
Not to
Or
be.
not to be?
It could not be 2B.
Blue pea.
2P?
To be.
I mean, I could change that to 2P. That's a good one, Maurice. Thank you.
It'd be to BP. Anyway, let's leave these good people behind.
I vow to return to you.
okay, so you set off on your journey to Baldur's Gate.
I look quite proud, and there's now an owl following me and landing on my shoulder occasionally.
Spirit, that is fucking majestic.
It's awesome.
okay.
So for those of you who can't read the chat, Spirit has just said Blue Peter, who's one I made earlier.
But like, E?
Peter.
Oh.
Uh,
Although Blue Peter might be lost internationally.
Probably, but
It's a TV show. I used to make
Used to be.
things.
one of the longest running UK shows.
Did
or
that work?
something.
It's gotta be.
They had a bunch of
Still going?
they
Oh,
had
yeah,
a bunch
it
of
did, right.
shows.
Ow, 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 ow. Where have you gone?
Wait, why are you saying ow?
Because Maurice
And
now
you're not
has a
saying
familiar.
Owl.
Indeed. And we'll introduce you all to Cornelius.
Oh no.
Cornelius, I love it.
Edit. In players'
Yep.
journals can be edited and controlled by. There you go. You should now be able to control an owl token.
I do.
Okay. So you set off on your journey. So the journey from Candlekeep, you go out the gates and you go east along the way of the line until you reach the mainland. So if you remember, Candlekeep is almost set on this little peninsula just off the main continent. You travel the way of the lion back to the mainland and you journey north toward Baldur's Gate. You journey for a day and a night and another day until finally you can see in the distance the large looming city before you. It's still not quite within your reach this day, and you get to a point in the path and you saddle up, or you tie up the horses and you make camp for the night, knowing that the next morning will be your final push on towards the city.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Now, as someone said in one of my campaigns before, if there's a map for it, you've got to be worried.
Generally, yeah.
Yep.
So it's night 2. This is presuming you've set up a little camp with a fire and a couple of tents and bedrolls and that kind of thing. Is the music too loud, people, or is it okay?
Fragments too loud.
People in chat,
too loud,
people,
yeah.
right? That better?
Exactly, Spirit.
Better?
Yep.
I'm going to turn it down a touch more. Here we go.
Perfect.
I think Yana and Conan are probably still doing rock, paper, scissors. completely in sync all the way from Candlekeep. And it's now getting a ludicrously high number of complete much. It's...
Like Conan has used rage multiple times throughout this rock paper scissors game by now. He is on the brink of losing his mind.
More than usual.
You could say that. Yano is having to restrain him from going completely off the chain.
Okay,
Not my fault. You're just easy to read.
let's put you all on there. There we go.
Spirit's got it. Yeah.
Conan.
I'm getting bruised hands from.
You're the Maurice.
It's like a really
and-
weird bruise. It's only down here.
Ah,
Like my pinky knuckle is just shot now. It's liquid.
Yeah, Yana's got the same, but it's like just a little bit red.
So, how are you going to do it? So, are you all going to go to bed, or is someone going to stay up and keep watch?
Jim will take the first watch. He's not tired yet, and he's got some notes he wants to go over.
Conan will take a watch because old people have weird sleep.
No, you're probably going to have to get up anyway at some point.
I
In
actually
the
do kinda need
conversations
to.
about who's staying up and who's having watches, I'm actively avoiding agreeing to staying up at any point, even though I don't need to sleep very much.
Say, isn't he a half elf? He don't
Probably
need to
half.
sleep.
I do need to sleep. I need a full night's sleep, just like everybody else does.
Half elves do, yeah.
Dang it.
Okay, right. So
Um,
Jim's
yeah,
taking first
yeah,
watch.
Yana will take third watch.
But I can see in the dark, so it should be. Yeah, I can be up later.
You do have the glow of the campfire as well, which is why I haven't bothered with dynamic lighting or anything like that. Right, so Jim first watch, Yana third. Who's second?
Carol's
I'm
Conan. Okay.
Glenn.
Go ahead.
Glenn.
That's what Conan thinks he's called now.
Okay.
It's his current name. It changes daily. So by tomorrow it'll be Conrad again.
Exactly, Spirit. Glenn Finnick. It's whatever he's drunk last.
They call me Nut Milk.
Apparently they do.
Okay, so the first, as everyone retires to bed for the night, the first few hours go quietly and without incident. So by this point, Jim, you would have spent your night scribbling in your notebook, making whatever notes you need to do, and doing any sort of like research, that kind of thing. You start to feel pretty tired. You start yawning and feel the call of sleep.
Yeah.
You
What's next on the wake up list?
Conan.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
This should go over well. So I'll get up. I'll stretch a little bit, walk around. He'll take the goggles from from around his neck a little bit. And he'll put them on and look out into the woods as they are infused with night vision.
Can you make a perception check for me?
Sure.
As it gets dark, as Cornelius is now sort of sitting up in the tree, having a look around. He's doing.
Nope, I don't see crap.
Uh-oh.
Yep, it all looks as it did before.
Wait, is this after I've woken up or not?
Like just
No, not yet.
Does Audi
like
get?
it's
Audi
just
get
about
one?
to yeah. Do one for Ali. Cornelius.
Oh boy.
Okay. So everything seems fine. So what?
I didn't mean to do that. Don't worry. Sorry.
I was gonna say.
Fighting with himself in the
Yeah.
tree. Particularly vicious
everything,
leaves.
everything looks calm and safe.
Cool. Okay, Jim will then go over and wake up Conan. And probably not shake him, because old people tend to get weird when they wake up from sleep. So he'll reach into his backpack and pull out a small vial. And let me see if I have the description for this one.
Swear to God, if that's a suppository.
Not on your life, there, old man. A small vial of vinegar, and just kind of crack it open and just put it next to his nose and start saying, "Hey, you gotta get up."
He's just gonna start awake and be like, "The clown has no penis."
Were you having a memory of something?
I don't want to talk about it no more. You go get some sleep.
Clearly. All right. Well,
I have some vivid dreams.
good luck with that. And Jim will go off to his own little tent.
Yeah, Conan will stoke the fire, just put a few more logs on, make sure it doesn't burn out on him.
Can you make sure your tokens are in your relevant positions? Because it might become important.
So I've moved into a tent.
He's going to be sat just outside of his tent on the inside part of the fire, looking out. So he's got the light of the fire to look around.
Yeah. Couple of hours go past. Everything seems nice and quiet. Then, can you make a perception check?
And
You think for a moment you hear some rustling in. You can't quite make it out through the light of the campfire. You almost have to squint. But you definitely hear something kind of off in this direction.
Can I get
Just kind of
can
like
I get one
rustling
for
in a
Owly as
tree.
well?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cornelius, who has advantage on hearing, perception?
Yeah. So Maurice, you get even though you're asleep, you get a kind of a quick telepathic communication that says, in however Owly would communicate, kind of,
We're still getting used to this,
Yeah.
even new.
man watching. Man watching you.
I didn't realize these things could wake you up. Oh.
from that, I'll use my danger sense.
I'll sort of poke my head out just slightly and look over to Conan and see if he's noticed things yet.
You'll just see him kind of peering around the fire at kind of where the guy is supposed to be,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's someone over there.
Right, do we react? Or do we just leave it?
I don't know. It's weird.
Tell you what, I'll throw a javelin real quick and see what happens.
If that's what you want to do.
Okay. Maurice, you wait here. I'll go check it out.
I'll tell Cornelius to fly over to where it thinks it can see the person hiding, so we can at least get a look on what it's like, on what they are.
Okay.
Fly up into the tree. Stay there. Cornelius will go.
Good plan. Good plan.
Can you do a stealth check for the owl?
Let's have a look. Probably. Yeah, I've got +3 still.
It like just falls down off the tree.
Just need to make sure it whispers rolls.
Not good. Doing secret rolls.
Oh! You rolled a 9 on your stealth. I rolled a 9 on my perception.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that nothing happens. That whatever this figure is, just presumes it's a normal owl because it's nighttime. Why wouldn't there be owls?
Okay, so where was Cornelius flying?
So behind this tree here, you or owl can see.
I didn't see the ping.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, over
Yeah.
there.
What looks like a kind of like roughly like scraggly clothed human male. His armor is kind of raggy. He's got a lot of rough stubble. He looks quite gaunt and just generally a bit dodgy. And he's kind of like hiding or trying to hide behind this tree trunk. And he's just kind of like looking over at the camp.
Yeah, it's troublemaker, definitely.
Okay.
Behind that tree, the one that sticks out on the corner.
Okay. I believe it's time to javelin. I don't know. Conan is literally just gonna like, ever so calmly, just pull a javelin out, which by this point he'll have been playing with, and just suddenly go, wham, straight to the tree, like to where the guy has stood.
Let's do it that way. So you're going to launch a javelin in that direction, so you can't see him. So
But I know he's behind the tree.
You can throw it at disadvantage, and he's also got some cover bonus as well. So it's going to be very difficult to actually hit him.
Okay. New plan then.
But you heard the noise before, and Maurice is pointing out exactly what tree, so there's a chance.
Okay, now, what I will do then is I'll say, hey, Maurice, you quietly wake up the others. I'ma check it out. And Conan will casually seemingly just like doing his rounds, basically, get up and start meandering in that direction.
Okay.
I'm going to try to sneak to the next tent then.
So presumably with Conan coming over, dude's going to be looking at Conan, not Maurice and the camp.
Still want Maurice to make a stealth check though.
Yeah, cool.
Because you still have the glow of the campfire around you. Okay. So, yeah, Jarls, move your token as and when you wish.
Oh, because we're not in initiative. Alright.
We're being watched.
So, oh gosh, okay. Right, I'm up. Do you know who? Do you know what?
I've already moved off.
You've already gone.
Yeah, Dan, just allow a bit of time for Jarls to do what he's doing as well. I think, like, rush to each tent, yeah.
Oh no, I'm kind of doing it tent by tent.
Okay. Okay, so...
What do you want, Maurice? What?
Okay, so... Conan, you start to wake up Jim. And Conan, as you get... Maurice starts to wake up Jim. And Conan, as you get to about there... From behind this tree emerges a human-looking man as I described, kind of scraggly and gaunt looking. And he's holding out a hand crossbow pointed in your direction. And he says, "Don't make a sound. Don't draw attention. Just give over all your gold and anything valuable you got, and I'll be on my way."
Oh shit! At this point, Conan is mad. He is going to go into a rage, and he's going to shout his battle cry: "The clown does have a penis!"
Okay, so well, as he had his crossbow out ready, and you're attacking, there's
Conan had a javelin.
Or
He's been playing with that.
He's considered that there might be a hostile response, so I'm going to say there's no surprise round here. We just do initiative.
Okay.
As per normal. So everybody.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
It's like more old man.
We real took up the initiative there.
Everyone on there? So... Jim, Merla, Maurice, Yana, Al, and Conan.
Wait.
Right, so as he steps out of the tree and starts to talk to you, and then you reach for your javelin, he lets out this kind of almost like a weird whistly noise. And as he does so, you can hear movement in various bushes and trees from around the camp.
Okay.
And I need to add them into the initiative order.
That's pretty close.
That is genuinely what they rolled.
Oh, guys, it's been fun.
So as you reach behind you to where you store your javelins, and you start to pull one out as if you were to launch it at him, he pulls the trigger on his crossbow. But unfortunately for him, the light of the campfire behind you is kind of almost like playing havoc with his vision, and he fires wide.
Just how I planned it.
Bums for me, but good for you. So...
God. Oh, God.
You've got this, Conan. You're old for a reason.
Have you seen where my initiative puts me?
Don't
It'll be
show me your
fine.
What you're doing
initiative
is
again.
you're assessing the situation first.
Yeah.
Okay, so two giant rats come bounding out of the bushes straight for you. And they both try and take a bite out of you. What is your AC?
13.
Ooh, okay, so the first one comes and basically like bites you on the thigh for 4 piercing damage. And at the same time, you feel another bite in your ass. What did I say the first one was? How much damage? 4.
Oh,
So
is
another 3. So you got 7 total. So 2 rats.
Is
one
that
either
including
side.
the reduction for rage? Like, 'cause don't I take reduced damage?
Have you technically raged yet? You haven't had your turn yet.
I thought I raged like with the battle cry.
Okay, go on. I'll allow it.
It's entirely up to you.
No, that's fine. Yeah. We'll say that you, as you're approaching this guy, you start to get angrier and angrier and angrier, and yeah, that's fine.
So four.
So 7,
right?
so half it down to 3. So
Okay.
3 total. As
Okay.
these rats kind of like attack you from either side. Maurice, who's kind of got his feet and arse sticking out of Jim's tent. Another rat scurries from past the campfire and tries to bite you.
Ah!
Oh, a crit's gonna hit. So yeah, you've kind of like you've poked your head into Jim's tent and you're trying to wake him up, and suddenly you feel these really, really sharp teeth dig into the back of your leg for 6 piercing damage.
Ow! Ow, 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 ow.
And Jim, you've just heard Maurice screaming "ow, ow, 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 ow" in front of you. What do you do?
Well, if he wasn't awake, Jim is very awake now. Sees Maurice.
It looked like a
having his
serious
head-
bite. It really did. It took a massive chunk out of my leg.
Yeah. So it's first instinct is there's Maurice in my tent. He's gonna kind of push Maurice to the side, and basically pulls up his crossbow. And he doesn't even have to like he has a light crossbow, and he picks it up, and it just kind of like auto loads for him. He doesn't even like have to pull anything like that, and
Yep.
just fires at the rat.
Ooh. It is a giant rat. Its skin and its hide is quite tough. It's almost like it was a good hit. You were on aim. The bolt hit it, but it didn't. Not with enough force to penetrate its skin, unfortunately.
The hell are these things? It's exactly what he says. He's like, yeah, and like tries to scurry out the side of his tent to get over here.
Okay, Merle, you've just heard Maurice just a few feet away from you screaming or yelping in pain.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pop just out of the tent and fire a crossbow at it to try and get it off Maurice. Not crossbow, short bow, sorry.
So ignore that. I'm just moving things around.
I do not have advantage on that. Oh no, sorry.
But
17 comes first.
You do have an ally within 5 feet of the creature.
Yeah, so I get my sneak attack.
So, yeah, you lean out of the tent. You quickly draw your bow, knock an arrow, and send it flying directly into the hind area of this rat, and it kind of lets out this squeal. It lets go of Maurice's leg, and it turns to you and bares its sharp teeth. It looks very, very, very bloodied, but also very angry.
Can I try and hide from it? Is it?
Yeah, it's your bonus action.
No.
So it depends what its perception is. Okay.
I'm thinking stealth is not a strong point for the party right now.
Well, I'm going to pop inside the tent anyway, in the hopes that it hasn't seen me, and I'll find out in a minute whether it has.
Okay. Maurice.
I'm going to panic, pull out my new magic quill, and jab at it and cast magic missile. I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to keep going with them until it dies. So I think, get off me, get off me.
One way of doing it.
Even with the first one, it kind of lets out one final squeal as it drops to the floor dead, and then the last two will just be complete overkill.
Wait, there was no way I was knowing that it was going to die in
No.
the first one. I was. So.
But you made sure it is absolutely, utterly dead.
Now look at the wound on my leg. Ow, 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 ow. That is limp somewhere. I don't know where.
You made ratatouille.
Okay, Yana, you've heard some commotion, you've woken up, but you are still in bed. So I'm going to say half movement to get up. And then half to do whatever you want to do.
Half or 10-foot movement?
Your movement's what, 30 total?
40.
40? Okay, so 20 foot to get up, and then you can move, like freely move another 20.
Which means I can't get to Conan. Okay. Yana is going to wake up and move as much as she can. I'm
Okay.
30 feet from Conan. I'm just going to scream, that's not how you make nut wine.
Is that your go?
Yep.
Owl?
Owly is going to fly by to here, use help and help Conan by distracting, and then finish the rest of their movement by flying away. Not using flyby, so not provoking an opportunity attack. So when he attacks, should get advantage if he attacks that one.
So he's used the help action to basically kind of do like a flanking distraction-y kind of thing. To, yeah, I get you. That's fine. So Conan, you will have advantage on this one because it's suddenly been momentarily distracted by this owl flying past its face, or flying past its ass.
I'm gonna pull back a little bit. And then basically with the glaive, so I'm still haven't left there like 5 feet radius.
No, yeah.
But with the glaive, I'm basically gonna wind up and be like, right, okay then, this how we gonna be. I'm gonna get real mad now, and I just swing the glaive, just full on go to town.
Is that on the bottom one?
I starting on the bottom one and then hopefully swinging through for.
So the one on the bottom, you basically slice it in half in just one fell swoop.
Yes.
Oh, you're so low level, you don't get extra attacks or anything yet. God. Okay, is that you?
Yeah, there's no cleave in 5th edition, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping I might be able to like sweep through for the second, but yeah, it's gonna be it. That's gonna be me.
You don't have a second attack though, so
Nope.
no.
Nice try.
I had to try, but it's okay. The second one's the one that bit me in the ass. Normally, got to pay for that kind of treatment.
The human guy looks at the situation and is like,
Oh yeah,
ah,
I'm
fuck.
raging.
And then he runs off into the darkness. That's the edge of the map. I can't move him any further than that, but imagine he runs off a lot further than that. He's basically legging it. He basically dashes away from you, so dashes away 60 feet from where he was. The last rat is going to try and take another bite at Conan. But now you're aware of the situation. Now you've just cleaved his mate in two, and your glaive now pointing at him. As he goes to bite you, you're able to block his jaws going at you as he snaps. Jim.
So, I see that Conan has this whatever this is here in order. But I know Maurice has been hurt, so he will scurry over to Maurice, pull out a basically one of those airline bottles of whiskey.
Yep.
Break the top, pour a little bit on his wound, and say, "Here, finish this." And with that, I will cast Cure Wounds.
Nice, thank you.
Lovely. Ooh.
And you'll pee blue.
No, actually, this one won't. I mean, orange maybe, but not orange.
Pea blue.
Okay.
Tabba-dee-da.
Yeah, the what was a really big wound in his leg seals up completely.
Awesome.
Ain't no party like a rat
Lala.
fight party. It's a rat fight party. Don't stop.
Okay. Reluctantly, I peek out of the tent because I'd really rather stay where I can't be seen. But I've heard Conan shout out, and I can't ignore him. So I am going to move. Is there somewhere I can? Oh, if I go, no. Oh, hang on. I can only do 25. So I'm just gonna have to stay in the open. There's nowhere to hide. None there. So if I go to, oops, go to like there. That was about 25 feet. And I'm gonna try and short bow it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's in range. Oh, I still get my sneak attacks. There's an
Yeah,
ally.
because there's an ally. Yep.
Hmm.
And you basically shoot an arrow right through his skull, into his brain, and almost out the other side. And he drops
Nice.
to the floor. The guy. Whoops.
The what now?
Whoops, the guy,
The where did he go?
completely human guy.
Yeah. him, Yep.
He was here. Yeah, he was here. He ran off 60 feet in the opposite direction. Is anyone going to bother trying to pursue him, or?
I'd love
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, Yana can catch him.
I would very much like to.
I'd love to, but I have really short legs.
Thank you for the bits, Jim. So you're going to pursue?
Yeah.
Yana's gonna make eye contact with Conan. And we're just gonna go. Right.
Both of us at the same time. Scissors.
Hang on. Scissors, mate.
Okay, rather than going onto a whole other map and
A whole new
doing it all
map.
finicky,
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Conan, even despite your old age, with the adrenaline and this fury running through you, you manage to keep a pace with him. He still maintains his distance.
I launch a javelin at his leg.
You can try and launch javelin at him, but quite quickly Yana starts to overtake you. And with each few seconds, she manages to nudge a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer. You can, as you're keeping pace with him. So he is about probably 75, 80 feet in front of you. I believe you can throw a javelin, but it will be at disadvantage. We're just gonna do this kind of descriptively.
As they take off after him, I send Owly to fly along. He's got a 50-foot flying speed, so he can keep up.
Okay.
Wait, just send Owly in to like dive bomb his feet or something. Hack the leg.
Yana's movement is 40, and you can
Yeah.
use a Kai point to dash as a bonus. So I can move
Yeah.
80 on one turn.
So we'll let Conan have his javelin throw at disadvantage. And then kind of almost using your dashing speed, almost keeping up with the javelin, you catch up to the guy. And do your javelin roll, Yarls?
I'm gonna do it recklessly.
Reckless is melee only.
Fuck! I thought I could maybe balance it out.
This might have come up before.
That'll be the end of rage.
Unless Yana gives you a slap on the way past.
Do it.
It's up for that.
Oh my.
Yeah, you launch your javelin, but unfortunately
that way.
he's got too far ahead of you, and it just falls way short. But Merla overtakes you. She catches up. She sprints as fast as she can, and she gets within range of the guy. What do you do?
I'm gonna punch him in the back of the head.
The only answer.
Using all my momentum that I've just built up from running 80 feet, I'm just gonna fucking lamp him.
All that anger, all that
Not
all that
anger.
hurt.
All that physics and
Superhero
momentum
punch to the
is
back of the
gonna
head, yeah.
fucking take.
So just jump up and down punch.
Superman punch. Woke me up. You ruined her milk wine dream.
Okay, you catch up to him. He's not even like fully aware that you're literally right behind him as you punch him in the back of the head. But then for a second he stops. He turns around to you and smiles and says, "Nice try, love."
Well, he's dead.
I forgot that if I hit him with a fist, I can hit him again.
You can hit him with your stick, and you can flurry of blows him and get a second one in.
But I've now hit him with my hands, but I can hit him again with my hands
Go
Yeah.
for it.
if I'm allowed to do that. You can say whatever the fuck he wants, and then I'm gonna fucking hit him again.
Yeah, you will.
Good punch.
You punch him square in the face.
Pretty much.
He turns around and looks at you again and smiles, and it's almost as if any sort of redness and any sort of bruise that would have been there is just not there. Like, that punch, even though it should have done something, it did absolutely nothing to him.
Alright, third time. Trust me, you'll catch him again. It's
He pulls out his short sword. Threateningly, but he doesn't attack. He stands there and just with this kind of smug little grin on his doubly gaunt face says, "We'll see each other again. But tonight is not your night, love."
I'm gonna throw another javelin.
Yeah, in this time you could have caught up a bit. You can throw another
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I'll be. But how much could I have caught up in this time?
I mean, that was a round, so you could do another 30 feet or so, get within 50.
Yeah, okay, within 50.
I think
So
with a
this
javelin,
one-
that's still disadvantage, though. Javelins have shit range.
Wait, how much range is my sling? Give me a sec. Still 30. Jeez, I've got range, but not really. Okay, javelin again. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's still not close enough. It still falls short.
The sounds of shit javelin throwing dropping to the ground nearish her.
What the?
Yana goes, just run. I need my fucking sleep. Don't you ever fucking wake me up again.
He kind of takes a little step back and then does this kind of mocking, sarcastic bow, like with a little flourish, that kind of like twirling his hand and bowing with this really smug grin on his face, and then he runs off into the night.
Yana turns around and picks up one of Conan's javelins and pointers back.
At this point, Conan has also picked up the first one. Like, well, shit.
I think you need a bit more practice of this, old man.
I would love to disagree with you right now.
You both,
From that act.
I'm guessing you both kind of like wander back to the camp.
I do indeed. Yeah.
I'm going to keep Owly watching and flying over just for a little bit until he's run off, sort of quite a way, and then.
Yeah, he keeps
out the
running
back.
and running and running and running and running.
We picked
Kind of,
sadness.
he's running north. He's running towards the city. Probably, you think.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
went.
no.
Yeah, he went north.
Yana lets everybody know that she fucking lamped him twice. But he didn't. Well, he seemed to like it, but there wasn't any other effect.
Conan remains remarkably quiet about what he did.
or didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of the night goes without any incident, and the next morning you all set off once again. And within a few hours, by kind of late morning, you arrive at Baldur's Gate.
Would that have counted for a short or long rest or anything?
I'll allow you to have a long rest.
Yeah.
Yay! Those slots are back.
You
We
arrive
suspected
at
that-
Baldur's Gate, one of the largest cities in all of Faerun. I don't know if you guys know much about it, or for anyone who doesn't, it's divided into various sections, and as you make your way through, these sections are like divided into kind of almost like wards or kind of separate territories. You got like posher areas, slightly more rundown areas, all that kind of thing. The marketplace known as the Wide, which you are looking for, is located in the upper city, home to the patriarchs and the wealthiest citizens of Baldur's Gate. Visitors to this district find streets illuminated by magical lights, luxurious boutiques, and expensive restaurants. The elegantly dressed residents treat poorer people with great disdain. The upper city is truly a place of exclusive decadence, and a nightly curfew means that those who don't live there must leave at nightfall each day unless they have a special token. Almost anything can be found in the Wide. Vendors can operate here without official licenses and taxation as long as their wares are legal. Even so, the Wide is not immune to corruption. Hefty bribes and reputations determined where every vendor is situated in the marketplace. 10 veterans of the Watch, a military organization that protects the citizens of the upper city, patrol the Wide. Their job consists mostly of watching out for pickpockets and thieves, breaking up minor disagreements, and coming to the defense of merchants being harassed by customers. So basically, you're in a part of one of the most famous cities in the world that is in the poshest, most upmarket part and is very, very heavily guarded by veterans. There are hundreds and hundreds of stalls. It is packed, it is bustling, it is claustrophobic.
Since
You
both
have-
me and Jim studied here, are we aware of this area at all? Or...
You'd been there, Maurice?
Yeah, I studied up
For
in Baldur's
study.
Gate.
You would have a base, a kind of a rough idea of the layout. It's kind of the only reference I've got in real life is something like Camden Market, where it's like a massive area and it's just rows upon rows upon rows with little kind of walkways in between here and there. It's very much like that. Having been there before, you know that stalls change from week to week or month to month depending on who hires the particular pitch. So yeah, a stall that was where 1 week might not be there the next. But given that you have been there before and given that you spoke to the two people back at the library, you kind of have a rough idea of where to look. So to save you getting completely lost, I'll give you all a perception check but with advantage, just to see if you can spot the place. Obviously you know the name you're looking out for. Okay, Maurice, Merla, Maurice and Merla.
Helpful.
Yeah, you come up to a particular junction in the market area. Thank you, Nick.
They said it was on a corner.
Thank you for the gift sub, Nick. And yeah, you see that you've seen quite a few books or stalls already that are selling books, but you finally spot a little sign on this particular one that says Amber June. There you go. So yeah, so you should be able to see on the map. Yeah, so you got a bit of a crossroads within the stalls, and yeah, on this corner you have a stall with the name Amberjune that are selling books, and there are a couple of young lads and a slightly kind of older woman standing there, and you hear the typical shouts of marketplace salesmen giving it all that, shouting.
£2 for a pound.
Exactly, yeah.
£2 for a pound.
Actually, if you come from Dartford, because we have a market right outside my shop when I'm at work, it's panned. It's not pound, it's panned.
£2 for a pound. For a pound. Sports socks.
So that they're hovering outside the stall, they're approaching people, they're trying to charm them, flirt with them, show off their wares. You guys don't necessarily need to be on the map, it's just more of a kind of visual for description.
I say we send Conan to go make friends.
Oh, God damn
Conan?
it.
I can tell you don't know him.
Hey, I am incredibly people friendly.
You're friendly, yeah.
I'm really good at people.
You're not people approved, though, are you?
I'm made by the people for the people.
People tested, not approved.
I tested very positively with audiences.
One man.
In fact, fuck it, let's put you on just to make life a bit easier.
Maybe it's my
What do you say?
lifestyle, maybe it's Maybelline. Because I'm worth it.
Worthless.
Hey, hey,
I agree with that.
y'all wish you could get locks like these.
Where did you buy them?
I know a real good lock guy. Yeah. If I had any things, that'd be so secure.
Maurice, do you not want to go and speak to the bookseller?
I'm gonna go see if they've got a copy of what is it,
Conan.
Mazfroth. Mazfroth. Let's see if
Was
they've
it
got a copy.
yeah, it was Mazgoth, right?
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
The woman seems a little bit kind of more reserved, like she's almost like she's supervising the other two, but this guy immediately comes up to you going, welcome, welcome, sir, what can I get you? We have many rare tomes here. Name what you want. I'm sure we'll be able to source it from somewhere if we haven't got it in stock right away.
Well, I'm looking for something particularly unique. I'm looking for a unique tome, sort of one-off, one of a kind, that sort of thing. What have you got? And can you be sure they're one-off?
Oh, all our purchases come with a guarantee. I absolutely assure you that any of our one-of-a-kind specials here are the one and only original copies found in often many obscure and dangerous locations, and unfortunately they are a premium price considering the danger and the history that comes with such a book.
Well, obviously, yeah, I understand. There is one particular thing I've been looking for, for a long time, and I doubt you've got it anyway because, it's unlikely that we're going to come across it here. But I'll ask you anyway. I'm looking for Mazfroth's Mighty Digression. I mean, my luck's not going to be in, is it? But
oh, you severely underestimate us, sir. We did in fact have that exact tome. Only
you're kidding me.
My apologies, sir, but we did have that exact book, but it was already sold. Maybe a few days, a week or so ago.
Damn it.
Well, the gentleman who bought it is long. I don't even know his name, I'm afraid. But yeah, anything like that, we can acquire the rarest of volumes. Is there anything else I can interest you in?
What other books have you got? Let's see what unique and one of a kind books you have. It's one of those that you want on the shelf and you never get.
Thank you, Jay, for the bits. So yeah, he points out a book that's almost like kept in a separate display case, and it's got kind of like raised relief kind of carvings on the front. And he says, well, we have this very dark, almost forbidden tome. So forbidden that we have to keep it under lock and key. But for the right price, it can be yours. For a mere 1,000 gold pieces. It is a book about the origin of Lamias called The Daughters of Grast.
Sounds like an interesting book, but 1,000 gold pieces is incredibly rich.
Well, for the contents, it is well worth it, sir.
Oh, I'm not disputing that. A bit beyond the sort of change I carry.
Well, for half that, we have this one here, and he pulls out a a book with a kind of a bluish tinted leather-bound cover, and he explains that it is a treatise on the outer planes and is called The Wanderings of a Humble Aasimar.
This is the point where I'm running out of idea. I'm looking lost now because I haven't got that kind of money. It's like I mean, is it? Yeah. It seems like you've got quite. I will have to return later in the day with more funds. I don't carry that kind of cash with me, but this is certainly interesting. When do you close your store? Is it sort of sundown?
No, not quite sundown. No, there are strict times, and it is the lunchtime bell tolls, and it is 3 hours after that when we pack up for the day. You must be new here, if you did not know that.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I've come down from the universities. So, yeah. That's. Thank you very much.
Well, hope to see you again soon.
I know good people. Yeah, that's where the book came from.
Can you make a perception check, Dan and Steelrat, as you were both kind of over there hovering? The whole time this conversation was going on, you both noticed that the woman who was keeping quiet, she almost has like this kind of like cowled headdress thing going on. Especially as you said the name Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, she flinched ever so slightly. And she was almost keeping a little bit of a side eye on you the whole time.
So, are we all back together away from the stall now?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Move off. Yeah, start talking away from the stall.
So, if you've told us what went on, then Conan has.
I'll explain things. Yeah.
I might have an idea. Because the other two people, they said that they went here asking for something that would get them into Candlekeep. That's how they got their copies of the books.
Yeah.
So maybe if somebody else was to try that approach, to specifically mention Candlekeep,
Well,
that might
I was
work.
asking for one-offs, and the reason you'd want a unique book probably is to get it to Candlekeep, unless you're a particularly avid collector.
You made it sound like you knew what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
That crossed my mind.
I do sound like I know what I talk about.
But
Were you
did you
gonna say
notice?
Merla?
Did you notice the book that she offered, even without you mentioning Candlekeep, was the second option that Yalarian was offered, the book on grass? So I don't think it was necessary to mention Candlekeep. So I don't know whether they assumed you were going to Candlekeep or whether Candlekeep.
I think it's a likely assumption if you're after a unique thing. You know, the only reason really, is for Candlekeep, unless you're a particularly niche collector.
I mean, you could be.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I thought maybe I came across as one.
What are we wanting to do? So we need some way to connect the books that they've been spelled with this stall. Do we want to purchase a book? I mean, how do we then?
Charging 1,000 gold. The cheaper one was 500. I haven't got that kind of money.
But that, to me, sounds like the type of thing that the people we asked about might have mentioned if it's going to cost us like hundreds of gold.
You can always haggle. But the thing is that
not from 1,000 gold to 10. That's not going to happen.
The person in the Candlekeep said that they looked perfectly normal, at least to them, until something happened. Is
One of
there?
the problems with things that disguise themselves as objects, like mimics and these creatures, they're impossible to tell apart until they change.
Impossible?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how can we prove that they've caused these books to be fakes?
The woman who's running the stall, well, she wasn't really trying to sell me the books, but she was certainly looked really nervous when I mentioned Mazfroth. Mazfroth.
Well, in my travels, I once met this crazy monkey-looking thing who had this idea about following people after hours. Maybe, just maybe, we do see what they get up to when they close their stall.
Or we check the stall out after dark.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we do a bit of clandestine work.
I like the sound.
If these guys have a book worth 1,000 gold in the middle of this fucking market, like, it must not have full value to them, because you wouldn't bring it here otherwise.
Or they're strong enough to protect it.
That is another concern, but
Well, people don't just go stealing in Baldur's Gate. It's quite civilized.
sure.
A little bit, at least.
Best answer.
Sure.
Jim's been sitting here at this other stall, kind of just keeping an eye on these folk.
Okay.
Just
Like,
kind
if
of
we-
nonchalantly, like he's poking around in this stall to see what's here, but it's really like he'll pick up something, and if it's reflective, he'll be using it to look at the people behind him, because he wants to see what happens after Maurice leaves, and and he was talking about that book, if they go back to business as usual, or they actually start talking about something.
Yeah, pretty much. They seem to go back to business as usual. Like, as Maurice walks off, you kind of see them almost watch him, like, observe him leave, like, to see where he goes, or to make sure that he's gone. And then they seem to kind of like relax and get back into their normal banter, their normal sales pitches with the passers-by.
Okay. Well, my Discord went completely like dead for a minute there. Everybody froze.
Can you see me now?
Unfortunately, Earl.
You're welcome.
I think following them at night to see where they go is a useful thing to know, but we need to think about what we're going to do with this knowledge.
They're not going to
Like, if
leave
we
the 1,000 gold piece book in the stall overnight.
No.
Is there a point, like high on a wall or something like that I can get Owly to sit there and just watch them from?
Not really. This place is absolutely massive, and it's kind of smack bang in the middle of it all. Any sort of walls would be on the outskirts of this particular area of the city.
Okay, in which
And
case,
it's way too busy and bustling, and too many stalls and tents and stuff to really get a good view.
I'll get Owly to sit over on that one then and watch them from there.
Okay. So how long are you going to observe them for?
Well, they haven't seen, at the very least, Conan and Yana. So as long as we make it look like we're just browsing the stores around, we can kind of just take as long as we need. Because anybody who they did speak to is going to look hella sus.
Well,
just
the only
staying
person
by
they
the stall.
spoke to really was Maurice. Jim was having a bit of a poke around, but they didn't pay too much mind to him.
Yeah, and we didn't speak, in front of them.
Probably used to academics having a riffle through some books and then coming back like an hour later, having looked at some other stuff just to remind themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, it's normal to go and look at some books and then not buy them.
So then
Yeah.
we've got. How long is it till the lunch bell would ring?
You would presume kind of any minute now, and then you know you've got another few hours before everyone starts packing up to leave.
Okay, well,
And from what, so just to remind Jim and Maurice as well, to remind you about the area, unless you are one of like the wealthy residents of the area or have a special token, you know that you're not allowed within this district after that time, that you must leave. You know, you probably have both heard of one of the next door districts of Baldur's Gate called the Black Gate, which is kind of almost the complete opposite of where you are now. It's kind of that there's no law and order in that place. It is kind of, it's where the slums are, where the poorest kind of hole up. That's gonna be like one of the next ones over, but the defenses going from here to there are pretty much non-existent, but the defenses coming the other way in, so from there to in here, are the highest. Or you could always retreat to one of like the normal, not so exclusive districts later on.
Yeah, we want to find somewhere reasonable to stay. A good tavern, that sort of thing.
We need to be able to get back in.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hide out here, Merla, and then at least you can follow them later, or I can get Owly to do it now. Cornelius to do it later.
I would love to follow them.
Yeah.
The curfew worries me, but it's 10. The watch is made of 10
It's
watchmen.
only a curfew if you're caught.
Exactly. I think I can avoid 10 people in this whole. I don't know. It's only the market, but yeah.
Okay, so are you basically hanging around until?
Oh, I can't stay here for 3 hours because that's super sass.
Yeah, I will walk from sort of bookstall to bookstall,
Yeah.
pretending like that's what I've been doing.
I mean, there is always the thing where they might do something at lunch worth watching.
You do notice that when the lunchtime bell tolls, that very, very soon after that, a couple of other people turn up to the bookstall. They speak with the people there for a few minutes, and then the previous two guys that were there tending the stall leave and are replaced by the two new ones. So almost like there's been a shift change. So the two guys that are there now are now two different guys.
I'd kind of be curious to see where the two who were working there went. Don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
'Cause the stall's not going anywhere.
We've got time.
It's
And
better than waiting for night.
as the other two guys leave,
Maybe
the
leave
woman,
Owly here and follow the other guys.
The woman leaves with them, leaving those two guys to tend the stall.
Yeah, I send Owly off to follow from a distance.
Okay, so as you sent Owly up to watch her, through his telepathic communications, he tells you that she's going through a door. Big door in big wall.
Okay, I will then take over his senses and see it
Okay.
for myself.
So you get the image of her and those two stall tenders either side of her, and they're approaching one of the gates, and they're going into one of the other districts of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, and they go through the gate. The guards easily let them through, and they enter what you know, because you know roughly the layout of Baldur's Gate. You know they've entered the Blackgate district. No one seems to pay any attention to the random bird floating or flying through the air.
Yeah, I will keep seeing through Ali's eyes and follow them until they sort of go into a building.
Yep, and you follow them for a few more minutes, and they go through like the winding streets. Some of the streets are lined with more tents or sheds and hovels rather than houses. But they wind around the roads for a little while longer until they come to a building. So it is an actual building. It is an actual kind of house, and the three of them enter this particular house, and you feel that you can probably make your way there from memory, from looking through what Owly saw.
I'll have Owly go and sit on the roof so that we know it's the right one. And then
Okay.
I will mention to the others, yeah, Cornelius has followed them back to their house in the Black Gate. He'll probably get us there.
Okay. You're on.
I mean, that's got to be a better choice than trying to follow those ones, later on. I think where the woman went was the most important thing.
Yeah, she was. There's something about her.
Supervisor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Let's go this way.
So you're all gonna follow, make your way. Okay. Can you all make a perception check, please?
Do you want one from the owl as well, or not?
Hey.
Sounds like
No, because the owl is in a different
Yeah.
area.
Yep.
Conan
Yeah.
and Merla. Although Merla, you didn't really get a good look at the guy, you still get a kind of a sense, because you heard like the raspy voice in the distance, and Conan, you definitely recognize him, being quite up close and personal with him. As you're kind of like trying to like weave and wind your way through the market stalls, underneath the hooded cowl of one of the people who walks past you, you see the same guy you met in the woods last night.
It's that some bitch.
It's that bitch.
Hey guys. It's that guy. The one, Yana, the one you punched a few times. The one I definitely didn't try and javelin.
He kind of he looks back at
Shush,
you
no,
as you
don't
say
tell
this,
him
and
that.
he kind of tries to duck and weave behind one of the stalls.
Why is he here? Who do you think he sees?
I think he's seen. I think he's seen us.
Conan's gonna go give him the what for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen him well enough, would I, to recognise him?
I straight up say we go and wait. Like
We sail him?
we wail on him.
I said
Because-
we sail, but it's okay.
We sail on him. All right, let's sail on him.
We sail.
We sail.
We sing at him.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
He'll run away in fright.
Well, just as well I took a level in Bard for level 2. I didn't.
You're a barbarian, aren't you?
I'm not yet.
So he's just gonna bustle past you. I'm gonna put him. Fuck's sake. There you go. I'm gonna put him in here. Like he's kind of like bustle past you this way. You've just noticed him, and you kind of like turn around to look, and it's like, hang on. and he's kind of like moving between the stalls.
Okay.
Did you actually call that out,
by the
Conan?
way.
Jarl, did you actually call that out that you saw him?
I believe I said, it's that son bitch.
Okay, he's not going very far very fast because there's a lot of people. I imagine this place is packed with tokens.
Okay.
You gonna chase him down? Or, 'cause, yeah. What are we doing? Are we following him? What?
I mean, yep.
I think it's more than a little suspicious that the guy who we seen attacking our camp last night just decides to show up right now, right here.
We go this way. I'll send Cornelius that way.
Hello there.
We
Okay.
don't necessarily all want to follow him.
Sinister
Like-
Salt, thank you for the follow.
Let's split the party.
Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, we're following guys to a house, and now we've got another side quest.
We go this way. If we go this way, I'll send Cornelius that way, and we'll be fine. That way we. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that this guy's connected at all. I mean, Conan, did you not say he tried to rob you?
I just said I didn't like him. But no, he did try and rob me. But then he, like, anybody who can take 2 punches in the face and it don't make no difference to him, I think that's dodgy. And he said he would see us again, and now we're seeing him again.
Well, clearly, if he took it to the face, he's not dodging.
I said dodgy, not dodging.
No.
Also, he had this weird ability to make sure my javelins didn't hit.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll send Cornelius to keep an eye on him.
He definitely did seem to like the love taps that I gave him, but there wasn't any effect. I mean, do we want to chase him? I mean, are we just happy to have seen him and know that he's here?
I mean,
Well, if we just send Cornelius, then he can at least just keep an eye on him so we know where he goes.
I can't use the owl for everything.
He's gonna try.
I know, but it's getting.
That's why familiars are a DM's nightmare.
Yeah, so I only use mine a little bit.
Well, I mean,
If you want.
whenever Kay actually gets tired of it, she'll just have lightning hit it and watch
Yeah.
watch poor Dan cry.
Right, time for whatever. Either we go to the house or we follow him. I don't think splitting the party now is a wise idea, though.
I say we go to the house and figure them out. If this guy's stalking us, he'll show up again.
Yeah.
He just tried to rob us. It's not that surprising that we'd run into him at this part of Baldur's Gate.
He's continuing to move, so whatever we're doing, we need to do it now. We either leave him or we get after him.
Leave him.
I think you won't get anything out of him by force. If he wanted to tell us anything, he would have told it us as he ran past.
Oh, let's go up to the house then. That's what I say. Blackgate. For Frodo.
Okay, I think it was this way. I'll probably show us the way.
Okay, so yeah, following the way that Owly kind of communicated with you and that you saw through his eyes, you saw the woman and the 2 stall holders leave. You think you can kind of follow the rough path, and eventually it takes you to one of the gates that leads into another district of Baldur's Gate. You're pretty confident that you've got probably a few hours left before the market packs up for the day. So those 2 there are going to be preoccupied for the rest of the time the market is still open. So it's kind of like just after lunchtime now, and as you get to the gate, there's a couple of guards at the gate, but they don't seem to be paying any attention whatsoever to anyone leaving the marketplace. But they seem to be focusing every attention on people trying to get in. They are checking for stallholder licenses, they are checking for certain tokens or certain kind of documents or identification of some kind. So they don't give a shit who leaves where you are. They are more concerned about who's coming in from that particular area. And as you enter the Black Gate area, you can see that the distinction between where you've come from, where it was so upmarket and posh. Around the market there were these huge fancy mansions and manor houses, and now you're going into a hovel. It reeks of bodily fluids.
It blue though.
The dwellings are run down. Some are just like little sheds. As you get a little bit further in, there are some kind of more stable structures, and you follow roughly where Cornelius saw that these people going, and it takes you up to a kind of a simple house in just kind of like the middle of this street. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to call it there. We will continue this in a Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions Part 2 at some point. Thank you so much to everybody for coming along tonight and for giving me stuff and things.
Thank you.
Thank you for the stream, Kay.
Love you all.
Bye.
See you all soon for
Bye.
Candlekeep
Goodbye.
2 Part 2.
Bye. Woo.
Bye.